Well, we have come to this. This is the last time that I will be with you for the 5:15 Mass. My time serving you as your parochial vicar is coming to an end. The time has come to say goodbye. As a missionary of the precious blood, a missionary does not stay in one place, but a missionary is called to be on the move. And even as I'm called to be on the move, it's hard to say goodbye. But I cannot think of a better time to be saying goodbye than on the solemnity of the body and blood of Christ, Corpus Christi. For a couple of reasons. Reason number one. 5 years ago, a few weeks before being ordained to the transitional diaconate, I moved into the rectory at St. Joseph. I moved in early because I was free, and I thought, well, it give me some time to begin to familiarize myself with the pastoral region and the city of Dayton. And so I moved in, and Father Angelo loaded me down with a bunch of keys. I would reach into my pocket to pull them out, but they're too hard to get to right now. I moved in a few days before Corpus Christi here at Emmanuel. Both Father Angelo and Father Steve recommended that I attend the celebration, and I said, okay. Father Steve wanted me to be his paparazzi for Corpus Christi. He gave me his camera and said, take pictures. And to say that I was here undercover is kind of also an understatement. Father Angelo and Father Steve told me to wear my cassock, cross, and chain. So I really was not undercover. Reason number two. The gift of the Eucharist has brought us together. The gift of the Eucharist has literally brought me here. If it were not for the gift of the Eucharist, I don't know if I'd ever have come to Emmanuel. If it were not for the gift of the Eucharist, I don't know if any of us would be here right now. Paul in our scriptures tells us, I received from the Lord what I also handed on to you. For it's from that upper room that Jesus broke bread and shared the cup with the apostles. And from this, Jesus handed this on to the apostles. And the apostles handed this gift on to us priests. As Catholics, we believe that Christ is truly present in the Eucharist, in the body and blood of Christ. They're not signs and symbols. The bread and wine on the altar is the body and blood of Christ. are receiving the Eucharist is truly receiving the body, blood, and soul divinity of our God. And it's in receiving this gift that it enters our hearts and our lives and influences and affects us. As I reflect on the past 5 years and the effect that the body and blood of Christ has had on our lives together, I'm reminded that we've been through a lot together. We've had our times of celebration together. Baptisms, First Communion, weddings, Christmas and Easter celebrations, and even today's celebration of Corpus Christi. And the list of things that we celebrated together goes on. We've also had our fair share of challenges. Probably the easiest one to name is COVID-19. I won't say any more about it. We've also had the mass shooting in the Oregon District. I've been at bedsides. I've celebrated funerals. We've had our time where we've helped people in need. Example of last weekend's Yes, or the time I brought the Blue Nights to the food pantry. We've traveled and made pilgrimages together, trips to churches in the northern churches in the Archdiocese, trips to Maria Stein, St. Charles, and retreats. And probably the most important thing that we've done together the last 5 years is we simply prayed together. Through each of these moments, we celebrate our God at work in our midst. This week, as I pack up my stuff and to move, the most important things that I take with me are my physical belongings, clothes, books, pictures, and etc. But I also pack up hidden things. I pack up memories, encounters, and all the ways that you touched my life, and all the ways I touched yours. The gift of the Eucharist is about reconciliation, healing relationships, both with God and with each other. And if there's anything that I've done or said that offended you, if I was that priest that you did not, if I was not the priest that you needed, for this I'm sorry. The gift of Eucharist, translated from Greek, means thanksgiving. And as I reflect on the past 5 years, I am mostly thankful. I'm thankful to many people. The top 2 people on that list, they are not here this evening, but I will mention them anyhow. And that would be Father Ken and Father Angelo. Probably one of the most important things that a priest needs in his first assignment is to have a good mentor. I've been blessed to have two. Their gift of example, words of encouragement, and the list simply goes on. I'm grateful to our staff, Deacon Rusty, Brother Matt, Mary, Michelle, and Dennis. I'm grateful to our parish volunteers. Jesus, in his public ministry, he had people that supported him. And you have supported me in my ministry here in the downtown Dayton parishes. And for this, I am thankful. I'm also thankful to you, the parishioners, for allowing me to minister to you as your priest. It has been an honor and has truly been a blessing. Thank you. The body and blood of Christ has brought us here. And it's our receiving the body and blood of Christ in our hearts and our lives that we're called to take Christ out into the world. In our Corpus Christi procession tonight, we see the visible sign of this. We bring Christ out into the street. There's a dream for many of wanting to take Christ farther than Franklin Street. Perhaps someday this dream will become a reality. I understand some want to take Christ to Courthouse Square, or perhaps others want to go even farther yet. And we do. For when we receive the gift of the Eucharist, Christ dwells in our hearts and our lives. And we take Christ out into the world. We take Christ to our homes, our places of work, and to our gatherings. And there's many other places where we take Christ because we receive the gift of Christ in the Eucharist. The challenge, I think, for us is, do we let Christ shine through us? Like what we do with the Eucharist tonight as we bring Christ out into the streets. Do others see Christ radiating through us? The gift of the body and blood of Christ brings us together. And the gift of the body and blood of Christ sends us out into the world. But I think most importantly, it's through the gift of the Eucharist that we are forever united. And it's with this faith I say thank you and goodbye.